Hello, welcome to a new video, and today's video we're going to take a look at Dhelmise. This Pokemon just got newly released today in raids. Only way of getting this is raids, sadly, which is kind of silly. But yeah, today we're going to take a look at Dhelmise in the open world league, see what this Pokemon can do. And it is already definitely a very attack-weighted Pokemon with some great nukes to it. And we're going to have an ABB style line here, because I really like the combination of Auroras plus a Grass and Ghost type Pokemon. And we have two Grass and Ghost type Pokemon here with the Decidueye as well as the Dhelmise. We're going to be able to go for one Frenzy Plant here with our Decidueye against the Steelix, which is actually a really good matchup for us. So the opponent is clearly weak to our Grass and Ghost typing, which is great for us to know, because then Dhelmise might be able to shine here today. But yeah, this Pokemon only going to be available through raids. So definitely look out for raids throughout the event. Like, you can definitely solo this one. It's a 3-star raid. It's not something crazy. And so, like, yeah, it is kind of free. Here, I did a remote raid, which was kind of nice as well. Thanks for... I actually didn't get invited, so not thanks for the invite. I just joined over the feature of just seeing who of your friends is in a raid. So yeah, we just have it here on the side to see on how fast you can actually get this Pokemon done. But yeah, this was the way of me getting this Pokemon. Didn't have it in the nearby all day here, but yeah, again, like, I just wanted to make a small video towards this Pokemon. Just wanted to see on how good it's going to be, and also want to see the animation. Look at how cool the animation is for this Pokemon. We're going to be able to go for a shield here against the opponent's Mewtwo, and with this, we're going to go for the very hard hitting move of Power Whip, getting the knockout against the Gastrodon, and sealing the deal for the first battle. Also, you saw already how the new Pokedex is looking like. Honestly, while I don't like the feature, like, basically that a lot of time got spent into a feature that doesn't really give you a benefit throughout the game play, basically. I do like on how the new screen looks like when you get a new Pokemon. I think it's a great improvement there. But like, again, like, is that the issue that the game currently has? I don't think so. So it is what it is. Anyway, here, next opponent, we're going to see a great lead for us and already great Pokemon in the back here. Also a fellow Shark from the faction team. Anyway, we're going to see here the Spirit Shackle coming through. We're going to be able to get the opponent Canal low. And you're going to be able to swap out now to the Auroras again. They go into the Powdon. And we can go ahead and go for the Weather Ball here, which is going to allow us to get the damage on them. Not actually the knockout or anything like this. But yeah, we're going to see now Hippowdon against our Dhelmise here. Dhelmise is going to be able to take a Weather Ball, and we see already a Weather Ball is apparently doing 50% of our health, which I did not expect at all. We can still take another one at least. We can go for the Power Whip, and yeah, the Anchor is just very, very squishy. And as you will see here, the shield is coming up. They're going to be able to go into the Dragonite. We're going to swap back into the Auroras, and we know that we're going to be able to win the battle here because we still have 2 shields left. And there's nothing that they can do to win the battle for themselves. And so we are going to be able to win this one. But to be fair, we completely hardwalled them. So yeah, that would have been a bit weird if I wouldn't have won this battle. But then again, some people are playing some interesting movesets, and this might be the case here for the next opponent. We have a great lead. We will see the swap out here, and we swap out into our Decidueye, which should be the best answer that we have against the Tentacruel. I actually could have seen that maybe even Dhelmise would have been a bit of a better answer here compared to my Decidueye, because Dhelmise is going to be able to do a little bit more force move pressure, and at the end of the day, I decided to use a shield here anyway. Now we're going to be in charge move range as well, so like, we should be kind of fine. That should be just a Scald, and so we're going to let the move go through, just to realize they're running Sludge Wave. Yeah, sorry, I did not expect this. Like, I completely did not expect this, so yeah. Well done from the opponent. Definitely caught me off guard there, for sure. And we can now move on to the next opponent, because there was nothing I could have done there anymore. Funnily enough, I would have actually hardwalled the opponent before, but yeah, this was just kind of unfortunate. Anyway, we're going to see here. The Auroras is going to take an Earthquake, and at this point, I know that the opponent's Licky is running Earthquake, which means with Body Slam and Earthquake, our Pokemon in the back are going to be able to both double resist the hits here. And so we're going to be able to catch a hit, which is going to be that resisted Earthquake, which is great for us because we can get a ton of energy here. We don't have to worry about anything. Body Slam is going to be double resisted. Earthquake is going to be single resisted. We're just going to overfarm as much as possible for them to have Shadow Ball as well. I could not believe it, but well played from the opponent. Very interesting set there from them to have both moves there. And again, this would have been different if I just played a bit differently, but the opponent kind of caught me off guard, which is going to allow them to win in this battle now, because all of a sudden I just don't have the alignment that I need to have. And so As we will see here, the opponent is going to have an Emperor in the back. We have the opponent now, basically having to take the power up. They're going to use a shield here anyway. They still have another shield left, which is going to make this tricky because, we can still go for another move, but if they want to use a shield here, they're going to be able to survive it. Of course, they're going to use a shield, and I was hoping I have the Media Beam stored. I'm not even close to it, and with this, I'm just going to call it a day. Again, like crazy stuff happening here so far, but very well played from my opponents, of course. Like this thing as well. Well, yes, you might be like arguing about like what the hell, how are the players are running like completely weird moves that you don't expect. That doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, as long as it works, like go for it. Like there's no harm to anyone to have some funny movesets and then catching people off guard. So I rather honestly lose to like teams where I get caught off guard than just to RPS or anything like this. Which, to be fair, I feel like RPS kind of disappeared nearly with the current meta, but doesn't really mean that the meta is way better than the RPS meta that we had before. But yeah, we will see here the Dragon Knight against us. Shadow Dragon Knight does not want to take an Astonish. Like, they still survive this one, I think, but they don't want to take it. And so we're still going to have our Auroras, which is going to be able to do some double super effective fast move pressure. But I actually would like to let the move go through most likely, because then our Dhelmise might be able to win us this battle. We can swap out of here. We're going to try to go for the full farm down, use a shield here against the opponent. And as we will see here, we have the full farm down happening here. That's going to be great. And we can now go for even the full farm down against the Sand Slash, and they decide to forfeit. Next up, great lead again. I have to say, like, I actually got some solid leads. Doesn't mean that I always win those battles as well. Like, a lot of opponents played them very, very well. But at least I can say that if I lose here, it wasn't down to, like, having just bad matchups or bad leads. I didn't really feel like that this team had, like, a lot of bad matchups. I feel like, actually, that Auroras is still very, very solid in the lead. And here we're going to have to play this matchup out a little bit, of course, with our Decidueye. As we will see here, Rage Fist is coming through. I'm going to go for another Spirit Shackle, and this is going to allow us to get the shield from the opponent. We're going to have the defense drop coming in as well. I'm going to try my best, use a shield here. There is going to be another Rage Fist, and hopefully I can go for the full farm down. I should be able to, and I can go for the full farm down, which now allows us to go for some hits against the Talonflame. And I want to actually keep rather the energy for now onto my Decidueye. I decided to stop out of here and I make a bit of a mistake by going for the Weather Ball. I should have went for the Meteor Beam because it's a guaranteed KO, but luckily the opponent decides to use a shield anyway, which now allows me to go for the Meteor Beam, which just sadly doesn't do enough damage, which we will see here as well. And at this point, our only answer to Talonflame is gone, and so I mostly should have just played a little bit differently. But then again, I don't actually think it would have helped me either, so it is what it is. Talonflame coming in here, and of course our Dhelmise is just going to see the field for basically 3 fast moves, and that's going to be it, as the opponent is going to knock us out because we have a 0 bulk. Next up, we're going to have the Talonflame against us. Again, as said before already, I cannot blame the leads today at all. I felt like I had a lot of very solid, or like at least neutral leads. Of course, there were like the 1 or 2 that I'm gonna lose there, which is absolutely normal. But generally speaking, I feel like our Auroras in the lead currently is really good. We're gonna see the LilyKatchum coming in, and I'm kind of terrified here right now, I have to say, because yeah, we don't know what moveset they have, and this is very likely going to be the Earthquake, so I can let the first move go through. But the Shadow Ball, we don't know yet, and so yeah, this is going to be a bit of a tricky one, and we will see here that the opponent is going to decide to, just not go for a charge move, which means they're very likely just hit a body slam, but I don't know, they just wanted to go for, I actually don't know what they want to do here, but it's going to be fine. We have here the Talonflame coming back in, and we can at least still go for another Spirit Shackle. Would be epic here to, by the way, get a debuff onto the opponent, which has, I think it's a 33% chance, and we do get the debuff, which might put the opponent into a range where I can fully farm them down and afterwards as well without really any issues, even with the Dhelmise. And as we'll see here, we're going to have the Feraligatr. We're going to be able to go ahead, go for the Weather Ball, get the shield. We can go for another Meteor Beam. This is very likely going to get the shield again as well. And then we have to swap out of here, hoping that Dhelmise with a shield advantage is going to be fine, but we don't know yet, and that's the thing as well. We're going to use a shield here, and it is going to be maybe even a CMP tie, so let's see. We're going to still be able to go for the charge move in time, which is really important because now I can get the KO here, and I don't think that the final Pokemon here with the Talonflame has anything to do, and so we can move on to the next opponent. Zygarde in the lead is epic for us, like that's really perfect for us. We will see the swap out now to the Cresselia, where we have like 2 really good answers, like both of them are going to work perfectly fine. Maybe Dhelmise would have been even a little bit better because you're going to be able to mostly one-shot them with the Shadow Ball, while here you have to basically go for 2 charge moves with the Discharge here, which is not really ideal. So we're going to go for the next one there as well. Let's see if the opponent going to let the move go through or just, use a shield. I'm not too sure about it. They decide to go ahead and let the move go through, which allows us to get the KO, which is always very important for like those matchups anyway. And we will see the Zygarde came back in, and honestly, I don't really care too much about the energy that they're getting. Earthquake would be the most annoying one to deal with because it's going to be able to, beat my other Pokemon here, my Auroras, of course. But at the end of the day, we don't really know yet. We will see here what they're going to go for. I decide to use no shield. It's going to be Outrage, and so they swap out now into the Steelix. We have a great answer for it. And I'm fairly certain this game is done here. We're going to see the opponent actually still trying their best. And as we'll see, we're going to still get to another hard-hitting charge move. It's going to be the Power Whip, which the opponent decides to use a shield against. We can go ahead and let the move go through here again as well. It's going to be another Psychic Fangs. And the next Psychic Fangs is going to be very likely enough to knock us out here. It's going to be very close at least. We use a shield here though, and so it's never going to knock us out, which is going to be fine as we can go for another charge move. This is going to look really, really solid for us as the opponent is not going to be shields down. And I can go for even another Power Whip, which is going to be amazing, as this is going to allow us to get rid of the Steelix. And the, the opponent definitely doesn't want to face here the Weather Ball on the Zygarde either. Second to last battle, we're going to have a Meloman in the lead. That's going to be a bit of a trickier Pokemon to deal with for this team. While Backline is going to be great against those Psychic-type Pokemon. They don't resist it. They take actually super effective damage here from the opponent's Foul Play, which is a bit annoying, while we only do neutral damage no matter which Pokemon we send in against the opponent. So, yeah, it is not going to be ideal. But hopefully you are not running the... Okay, it's not running the weird moveset. They decided to go for the Earthquake, which is totally fine. And as we will see here, we're going to be able to go for another charge move. It is going to be the Frenzy Plant here. We're going to do some solid damage, and it looks like it might be a 2-shot here as well. As the Frenzy Plant is going to connect here against the opponent again. This is going to allow us to not get the 2-shot, but we can still survive the hit. And the opponent is going to be maybe in farm down range for the fast moves. And as we see here, we're going to have a simultaneous swap. We have the Meloman coming in. I go for the bait. It doesn't work out. And so... it is down to the beam, and we will see the beam connecting, destroying, and in comes a Feraligatr. This damn Pokemon. Honestly, for this team, this was literally the worst Pokemon to face, because our lead gets hit super effectively, our backline gets hit super effectively, and in theory it would be a decent matchup, because you have 2 Grass-type Pokemon. But like, those are the 2 Grass-type Pokemon that literally cannot really deal with the Feraligatr, and that is kind of annoying, and so we have to forfeit here. So anyway, how did Dhelmise do? Generally speaking, bit better than I expected, but then again, do you need the Pokemon? It's not like that it's completely useless in terms of what it can do. Like, you have Shadow Claw, you have Shadow Ball, you have the Power Whip, like that is an amazing moveset. It has a solid typing. It is not paper thin like a katana, but also it is kind of slow, and you really would like to have shields down while having shields on your side. And then again, in the current meta, I don't think that the Grass and Ghost typing is a great typing to have, because there are just too many Pokemon that are just good against it. And that is kind of the issue I feel like that we have here. We will see here at least the opponent having the Drapion. We see the Annihilate coming in, and Annihilate definitely does not want to get hit by Astonish here, which is going to be delicious, as we will see the Rages coming in. And we will have here another Spirit Shackle coming in. That is going to be fine. It's going to allow us to get the KO. They actually wanted to let the move go through. That's interesting. And I can go for the Spirit Shackle again, trying to fish for the debuff. Can we get the fish, or can we get the debuff? We only get the fish. We don't get the debuff here, sadly. But, yeah. We can let the move go through, and now it's down to Auroras to win the battle, and I'm fairly certain that we're going to be fine here, because we have already charge moves stored. I decided to go for a Weather Ball here. I need 1 more fast move to get to the next one, and I'm fully aware that I can easily survive another charge move from the opponent. And so, while this might be a CMP time, it doesn't really matter. I don't even have to use a shield, because an Awkward Tail is never going to be enough from here, and this is going to be it for this video. Again, I'm mostly going to take a look at the Master League team a little bit later on today, so hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, get yourself a Dhelmise, and I will see you then. Bye bye.